If you are getting up 2, 3, 4 times a night to use the bathroom, tonight can be different. I am going to show you 5 simple exercises you do right on your bed. And these are not the same exercises you have seen before. No calf raises, no legs on the wall. If you have tried those and you are still waking up, it is because there is a deeper layer your body needs. And these 5 movements hit exactly that. Here is what is actually happening. During the day, fluid collects in your legs. At night, when you lie down, that fluid rushes back to your kidneys and fills your bladder. That is one problem. But there is a second one most people completely miss. Your pelvic floor, the muscle that controls your bladder, gets tight and overactive with age. It starts sending false full signals even when your bladder is only half full. These 5 exercises fix both problems at the same time. They drain the fluid while you are still awake, and they calm down that overactive muscle. Do these tonight and tell me in the comments tomorrow morning how many times you got up. I want to see your numbers. Welcome to Health Mile. If this is helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We bring you practical, science-backed health guides every single week. And before we begin, which city are you watching this from tonight? Drop it in the comments right now. Exercise number 5, the warm-up flush. We are starting with a self-massage, but not the one you have seen before. We are not touching the calves. We are going higher to the inner thigh. Your inner thighs, the muscles doctors call the adductors, sit right on top of some of the largest lymphatic and venous channels in your body. Think of these channels as highways that carry fluid from your legs back to your core. When this area is tight or congested, and it usually is if you sit for long periods, fluid gets bottlenecked. Your calves may be clear, but everything gets stuck on the way up. This massage opens the highway before we start pumping. Here is what to do. Sit on your bed or in a chair. Cross one ankle over the opposite knee so your inner thigh is exposed and relaxed. Use both palms, flat hands, not fingertips, and press firmly into the inner thigh, starting just above the knee. Now, glide your hands upward toward your groin in one long, steady stroke. Firm pressure, not painful, but you should feel the tissue moving under your hands. Do 6 to 8 passes on one leg, then switch. After the long strokes, use your thumbs or knuckles to make small, slow circles along that same inner thigh line. Spend extra time on any spots that feel tight or tender. 10 to 15 seconds per spot is enough. 2 important rules. First, always go upward from knee toward body. Never push downward. You are directing fluid toward your lymph nodes, not away from them. Second, do not rush this. Slow, steady pressure is what moves deep fluid. Quick rubbing only affects the skin surface. When you finish both legs, you may feel warmth spreading through your thighs. That is circulation opening up. The highways are clear. Now we start moving. Exercise number 4, ankle circles and toe pumps. Now that the pathways are open, we are going to start pumping from the bottom up. Everyone talks about the calf muscle as the pump that pushes fluid out of your legs, and it is important. But there is another pump below it that most people completely ignore, the venous pump in your foot. Every time you flex and rotate your foot, you activate a network of small veins in the sole of your foot and around your ankle that pushes blood upward. It is like stepping on a sponge over and over. Each squeeze sends fluid toward your heart. Sit comfortably with your back supported. Lift one foot slightly off the floor. Now make slow, wide circles with that ankle. 5 circles to the right, then 5 circles to the left. Make them as big and smooth as you can, then switch sides and do the same with the other foot. You should feel the ankle joint loosening and a gentle activation through the shin and calf. Now switch to toe pumps. Point your toes away from you like you're pressing a gas pedal, then pull them back toward your shins as far as you can. Hold each position for 1 second. Do 15 of these. You should feel a gentle pulling along the back of your lower leg. The common mistake here is making the circles too small and too fast. Slow, wide and deliberate. That is what opens the valves and moves the most fluid. If your ankles crack or feel stiff at first, that is completely normal. They will loosen up after the first few circles. Exercise number 3. Supine marching. Lie on your back on your bed. Bend your knees, feet flat on the mattress. Now slowly lift your right knee toward your chest. Not all the way, just to a comfortable height. Then lower it back down. Now lift your left knee. Alternate like you are marching in slow motion while lying on your back. Do 20 repetitions, 10 on each side. Keep the pace slow. About 2 seconds to lift, 2 seconds to lower. Breathe naturally throughout. Each time you lift a knee, your hip flexors compress the veins and lymph channels in your groin. That is the main junction where fluid from your legs re-enters your core circulation. At the same time, your calf on the lifted leg contracts slightly to stabilize the movement. So you are activating both the hip pump and the calf pump with every single repetition. If this feels easy, here is a progression. As you lift each knee, flex your foot and pull your toes toward your shin. Now you are activating the foot pump, the calf pump, and the hip pump all in one movement, 3 pumps in one. The mistake to avoid: do not go fast. This is not a fitness exercise. If you rush, you lose the pumping effect entirely. Slow and deliberate is what moves fluid. After 20 reps, keep your knees bent and rest for 30 seconds. You may already notice that your legs feel lighter. That is fluid moving toward your kidneys, exactly where we want it. Exercise number 2. The bridge with hold. This is the peak of the routine. It does something none of the other exercises can. It works your pelvic floor and improves venous return from your legs at the same time. Stay lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the bed about hip-width apart, arms relaxed at your sides. As you breathe out slowly through your mouth, gently press through your heels and lift your hips off the bed. You do not need to go high, just enough that your body makes a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Think of a gentle, small bridge. Here's the key part. At the top, hold for 5 seconds. While you hold, gently engage your pelvic floor. Imagine you are trying to stop the flow of urine. A light contraction, not a hard clench. You should feel a gentle lift in your lower pelvic area. Then slowly lower your hips back down as you breathe in. Let everything relax completely. Wait 3 seconds, then repeat. Do 8 repetitions. When your hips are elevated, gravity helps drain fluid from your legs toward your torso, but your glute muscles and hamstrings are also actively contracting, which squeezes the large veins in your thighs and pelvis and pushes blood upward even more efficiently than gravity alone. At the same time, holding the pelvic floor contraction at the top teaches that muscle to work properly. For many people over 60, the pelvic floor becomes either too weak or too tight, and both cause bladder problems. The bridge teaches the muscle to activate and then fully release. This contract and release cycle is what restores healthy bladder control. 2 mistakes to avoid. First, do not hold your breath. Breathe out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. The breath and the pelvic floor are connected. Second, do not clench your glutes as hard as you can. Moderate effort. The goal is activation, not exhaustion. And now exercise number 1, the most important one. I call it the bladder calmer. This is not just another breathing exercise. This is a specific technique that targets the connection between your diaphragm and your pelvic floor, a connection that directly controls how your bladder behaves at night. Here is what most people do not understand. Your pelvic floor and your diaphragm move together. When you breathe in deeply, your diaphragm pushes down and your pelvic floor gently drops. When you breathe out, your diaphragm lifts and your pelvic floor lifts with it. They are connected like the top and bottom of a piston. But in many people over 60, this coordination breaks down. The pelvic floor gets stuck in a tight, clenched position. It forgets how to relax. And a tight pelvic floor does two things. It puts constant pressure on the bladder, and it makes the bladder overreact to small amounts of urine. Your bladder sends the go now signal when it is only half full because the muscle around it never lets go. This exercise retrains that coordination. It teaches the pelvic floor to release deeply so your bladder can hold more and the false alarms stop. Here is how to do it. Stay lying on your back from the bridge, knees bent. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly just below your navel. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. As you breathe in, your belly should rise. Your chest should stay almost still. But here is the part most people miss. As your belly rises, consciously let your pelvic floor drop. Imagine the entire base of your pelvis softening and opening downward, like an elevator going to the ground floor. Now, breathe out slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Purse your lips slightly. As you exhale, feel your belly fall and feel your pelvic floor gently lift, naturally, not forced. Like that elevator slowly rising one floor. That is one cycle. Do 8 cycles. In through the nose, belly rises, pelvic floor drops. Out through the mouth, belly falls, pelvic floor lifts. The key word is gentle. You are not squeezing, you are not forcing. You are allowing the movement to happen. The pelvic floor should feel like it is floating up and down with your breath. After 8 cycles, stay lying down for a minute. Keep breathing naturally. Most people feel a sense of deep relaxation in their lower abdomen, a feeling of everything softening and letting go. This is the exercise I want you to do every single night, right before you close your eyes. It takes less than 2 minutes, and over 1 to 2 weeks it retrains your bladder's sensitivity. The false alarms get quieter, the gaps between trips to the bathroom get longer, and your sleep gets deeper. This is also different from the 4-7-8 breathing technique you may have seen. That technique helps you fall asleep. This one specifically targets the bladder by releasing the pelvic floor. The purpose is entirely different. Now, here is your complete routine and the timing matters. So pay close attention. The first 4 exercises, the massage, the ankle circles, the marching, and the bridge. Do these about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Not 5 minutes before, not right at bedtime. You need that window because after these 4 exercises, your body will have moved a significant amount of fluid back into your system, and your kidneys need time to process it. About 90 minutes before bed, inner thigh massage for 2 minutes to open the pathways, ankle circles and toe pumps for 1 minute to start pumping from the bottom, supine marching for 2 minutes to pump from the whole leg, and the bridge with hold for 2 minutes to drain the legs and activate the pelvic floor. That is about 7 minutes of work. After that, go about your evening. Read, watch television, talk with your family. Your kidneys are doing their job in the background. Then, and this is important, go to the bathroom before bed. Sitting down naturally relaxes your pelvic floor, and that is exactly what we need after the work you just did. When the pelvic floor is relaxed, your bladder can empty more completely. Use the double voiding technique. Go once, stay seated, wait 20 to 30 seconds, lean forward slightly, then try again. You will almost always find there is a little more. Those extra ounces are exactly the ones that would have woken you up at 2 in the morning. Get them out now, on your schedule. Then do the bladder calmer right before you close your eyes. 8 breathing cycles, lying in bed. Some people tell me they do not even make it through all 8. They fall asleep somewhere around the 5th or 6th breath. And I always say that might be the best compliment this exercise has ever received. 2 quick bonus tips that are not exercises but can make a real difference alongside this routine. First, if you take blood pressure medication or a water pill, check what time you take it. If you take it in the evening, it may be forcing your kidneys to work overtime at night. Ask your doctor if switching to mornings is possible. That one change alone can eliminate a trip to the bathroom. Second, look at the sodium content in your dinner. Salty food in the evening makes your body hold extra water, and your kidneys release it while you sleep. If your dinner contains over 600 milligrams of sodium, that may be part of your problem. Keep the salty meals earlier in the day. Try this routine tonight. Tomorrow morning, drop a comment and tell me how many times you got up. Give me a number. Then come back in 1 week and give me the new number. I want to see the change. I read every single comment, and your results help other people believe this can work for them too. If someone you care about is dealing with this, please share this video with them. And if you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to Health Mile. We share practical, no-nonsense health guides every week. Sleep well tonight. See you in the next video.